Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 14 years, and now I'm doing the dental practice brokerage for, 25 years I was a dentist, doing the dental practice brokerage for 14. So anyway, let's get into today's topic. Buyer sees great opportunity despite cash flow situation. We'll talk about this. Now, before we do, as you know, we're in 24 states. We have 10 employees, and we're available now to you 363 days a year. We take off Christmas and Easter. So just give us a call, 201-663-0935. And our website is dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwidedentalpracticebrokers.com. Just give us a ring. We're ready to help you. Everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal advice. So anyway, also, before we get into today's topic, let me see. Before we get into today's topic, let's get into if you're going to sell to one of those large DSOs, please give us a call. We know who they are. We know how to work with them. We know who the best ones are nationwide. We have a list of 140 of them, which we think are the top ones. We know what their problems are, issues, who's buying, who's not buying, who's having trouble, who's falling apart. Because some of them, I'm telling you right now, their employees are leaving their mergers and acquisition team. They cut them back. You cut back mergers and acquisition team, means you're not buying. Because I hear it from the employees, they're looking for jobs. So we're sort of on the ground floor with this stuff. This is well before you're going to hear about it in the some kind of magazine or whatever, or email. Forget it. We know about it. So we'll help you out, and thereafter we'll pay our commission. So generally there's no commission for the seller, and if you sell any practice as a seller, any practice over $1 million, call us, because we will also reimburse your legal fees based on certain criteria. You've got to have the right attorneys. We'll reimburse your legal fees, okay? And that works out quite well. I just did one last week. So that was like, those expensive legal fees, and we reimbursed them all. All right, so anyway, let's see where we are. Now, just this morning, now my buyer's been out 5 years, so they're sort of, well experienced. Buyer's seen 9 different practices. You see 9 practices, you have a pulse of what's going on. 5 years experience, I'd say they're on top of their game. They have the clinical experience, they have the, the social experience, that is your ability to communicate with patients and so forth. You have that ability. You've developed it over the years. And they've worked in DSOs, private, etc. So they're prepped and ready to go. Before I say 4 years is more than enough, I did it in 6 months. But I guess times were different back then. So anyway, we're going to look at a facility. We saw it this morning. The facility is about 14% for the rent. 14% of the gross. That's a flag. Yeah, I know the accountants raised the flag, doesn't cash flow. Your rent should be 5 to 8%, not 14.5%. The rent is high. But wait a minute now, it was 1,920 square feet. Okay? And wait a minute further, it was 7 operatories. And further, it was in a strip center. So now you got high visibility, ground level. The doctor said, I could work on this equipment. You got digital, you got x-rays, you got scanners. All right, so what do you need? A panel? You need like a digital, digital 3D CAT scan. Pick up a used one, don't buy a new one. So there's so many dentists out there. They've got to have the newest and the greatest. And there's nothing wrong with their CAT scan. But no, the new model came out and they got to blow all this money because it's a higher definition. You got to be kidding me. If you go from no CAT scan to a working CAT scan, that's a huge jump. All right? So I told this buyer, you buy used equipment, decent used equipment with a little bit of warranty, it'll install it. But you don't have to have this year's model because 12 years ago there was no CAT scans available for dentists. And if they were like $200,000. They look like a monster machine. So now they're sleek, there's good ones. Don't get tied up in that salesman hype. You got to have the latest and the greatest because yours is going to be it's going to be obsolete in a year or two. So buy one that's already older. So what? It's not perfect, but let's show you some great scans. Anyway, this doctor understood. He said this place will be a fortune to build. You're talking 1.5, 1.6 million to build a year and a half, a year at least to build. All that equipment, ton of equipment. Don't forget, those x-rays on the wall, yes, they're 20 years old, but they're functional. There's nothing wrong with them, and you can still get parts for them. All right? Because new x-rays mounted, put a power line up, mounted, you're talking $5,200, $5,500. When those x-rays were new 18 years ago, it was probably like $1,700, $1,600 mounted. So the doctor saw the vision. The doctor also said, I can work on this equipment. Some people can't handle equipment that's not super brand new. They got to have everything new, blow all their money, and they're all happy, and their equipment's depreciating in front of their eyes. What does it matter? If you're happy with the equipment, had a cuspidor, I personally like cuspidors, instead of using those, small spittoons, small high-speed suction. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, this doctor said, gave me this, okay, this is it. Now, it's the first time I'm showing this office. I just got this. But you're looking at, yes, the cash flow is going to be a little tough. But what is the cash flow in a brand new office? Right? Zero on a cash flow office. Zero. But everybody wants to use historical. But what's the story behind this practice? Why is the office not producing? All right? Well, it turns out the doctor's a little older. Doctor's in the 60s. Doctor wants to move to a new area. And he doesn't have the incentive. He's not motivated anymore. What's wrong with that? This practice, you should do double the numbers, into the millions. Double the numbers. But the doctor, understandably, is getting tired of it. A lot of doctors are getting tired of this PPO, low reimbursement. I'm telling you. I could see the market slowly changing to fee-for-service, out-of-network benefits, add on some auxiliary things, sleep dentistry, TMD with appliances that work, that are FDA approved. I don't sell any, I'm just telling you. So will the doctor move on it? I don't know. But there's some enthusiasm in the air. We'll get him the financing. But you go speak to your accountant, he looks at it on paper, he starts giving you up. Bad cash flow situation. Admittedly, what's the cash flow situation on a brand new office? Tell it the next thing out of your mouth. Tell the accountant what is the cash flow in a brand new office. No patience, but everything looks brand new. Look at those beautiful plants they bought me. Right? So accountants don't have vision. They've got to protect you. He's going to say you're going to lose money. You can't make your first month payment. Blah, 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 blah. How do you make the first month's payment on a practice that's brand new? All right? And the excuse is, well, they assume you're going to do really, really well, and that's why they do it. That's why they loan the money on a brand new practice. They think you're going to do fantastic, so they extrapolate out. Well, you don't extrapolate out on anything. Extrapolate out an existing practice that's underserved with a young, energetic doctor who's motivated, who's, doesn't have many children. I don't think have any children at all, and they have that free time right now. They'd like to have a family soon, sure. But right now, they want to put their time into the practice, marketing, advertising, website, forget new equipment right away. So that will cash flow very well. 7 operatories, high visibility, no problem, staff ready to roll. You know how hard it is to find new staff on a brand new practice? Forget it. And very motivated staff. So let's see what happens. I don't know, but when you get into that cash flow situation with the practice, oh, by the way, practice sends out endo, right? Endo, you're talking 15, 20% higher gross within 60 days by keeping the endo in-house. So this is a smart buyer. The buyer sees the potential in this. banks and accountants don't want to pay on potential, but what is a brand new practice? It's 100% potential. You've got to apply a little bit of that in there. With the cost of materials now, the cost of supplies, the equipment, installation, it's crazy to build a new practice. Unless you have a practice already that you're moving into that facility, you have it built in the clientele, and you're busting out of the walls and you could do well. That's a different story then. But you got a big payback too, a big payback number to pay. So think about that. All right, team, we got a cloudy day. You notice I don't have my sunglasses on. But above those clouds, the sun is out. So think positive. Have a great time out there. Have some fun. Work. It's a Saturday. Get out there and enjoy yourself. And listen to our videos. We have more and more coming out. We're going to hit 600 videos soon. And by the way, hit the subscribe button so you're kept up with all these things. All right, great talking to you. Have fun out there. Bye now.